And good morning. Welcome to the morning night. My name is Dawg Knight, and it is February 12th, 2019. Hello, everybody. Good to see you in the chat. There's a bunch of you here already. Got here before I even came on, and that seems to be the new thing, man. I love it. We're starting to get a good group here that can have some interaction in the chat. Good morning, Johnny Hellcat. Good morning, Sarah. Della Hayes. Sean, hello. Good morning. I got Old Grouchy Gamer, Chadwick Dupree. Who else is new? Jason Burns, how you doing? Tyler F, Sean, and Chicago Mike. Hey, glad to have you here. Old Grouchy Gamer, and looks Beth Castleman. Is that Castleman? Yes. Okay. If I look over on this other side, I can see these. Good morning, Beth. And all you need, Tarkata. Man, we got a nice crew here this morning, so I'm glad to have you here. As you know, if you are here on a regular basis, we talk about what's happening on Twitter. We talk about some of the daily headlines, and I like to talk about Jussie Smollett. However, in yesterday's show, good morning, Diesel Dave. In yesterday's show, I promised that I would attempt not to talk about Jussie Smollett. However, tomorrow I will be talking about Jussie Smollett. There are some new developments, and if I'm gonna try my dangest not to talk about them today. But due to some new developments and some new evidence that has been put out in the public, I, Dawg Knight, have solved the case. I know, first of all, I know who attacked Jussie Smollett. And yes, I'm now convinced that he was attacked. And I know who it was. In tomorrow's show, I will reveal. I will reveal who attacked Jussie Smollett. So be sure to be here tomorrow. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. I'm going to tell you tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to tell you tomorrow. Got my reparations coffee here. We're ready to go. I'm going to take a little sip, and we're going to start the game. So, someone saw I just noticed somewhere in here just said, Dawg Knight, I want the food that's in the thumbnail. Hello, Reason Vision. Good morning. I think you're new here, too. It's great seeing new people come into the chat. Hey, tell you while you're at it, while you're here, if you're watching on a computer, right down here, about right there, close, okay, there's a little arrow, and it says share, okay? You can share this stream on your favorite social media. We'll get more friends in here and have some more fun in the chat. Also, if you, I did tweet it out this morning, as I always do. If you follow me on Twitter, which is @Dawg Knight, you can see that way over here somewhere. I don't know how this works. There we go, right there. See that little thing down there? That's my Twitter handle, and that's my Instagram handle, so you can find me there. Okay, so please share this with your friends and neighbors. Also, if you're so inclined to give donations, or you want something read especially notable, and you want to throw it in a super chat. I do not have super chat available on here because I don't have enough subscribers, but I do have a Streamlab links that you can find right down in the description below. So I'm more than happy if you donate. I'm more than happy if you don't. Right now, I'm just trying to grow, and I am getting close to 200 subscribers. Now that I've doubled my subscribers in the last 2 weeks, which is nice. And so if you like the show, tell other people, and we'll keep growing, and we'll try to make this fun. So I have like 0 Twitter followers. That's okay. You don't have to have Twitter followers. Then are you on Facebook? Are you on Reddit? Are you on, I don't know where people share this stuff. In fact, I've never even clicked the share button. Let me see what the share button gives you choices. It gives you choices: Twitter, Facebook, Google+. Yeah, Google+. I don't think so. But Reddit, Tumblr, Pinterest, I don't know what that means. I don't have no, anyone know what that, well, no. LinkedIn, Mix, email, just, or you can just copy and paste it somewhere. There's a little thing you can just copy the link, so you can always share that link. So anyway, just click that share button and figure out how you want to share it. That's all good. All right, so now let's get into about my thumbnail for this. This one I caught this morning. I was on Monkey in the Morning this morning with Ranting Monkey and Sinatra Says and Dax and who else is there? Oh, the Jack Cochran. And we were MySpace. Hey, you know what? That's what the link's for, because I don't think there's not a automatic MySpace share, but yeah, MySpace. You know, MySpace might make a comeback, because I got a feeling I don't know why I think this, but I think Facebook might be having some problems. You know, they're just so. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that now, but I just think that MySpace might make a comeback one of these days. If you believe that, well, there you go. Yeah, Jack the motherfucking Cochran. Anyway, all right, so here we go. About my thumbnail. When we were on Monkey in the Morning, I was just browsing, as I do when I get on some of these shows where we're all chatting around, and this popped up, and let me show you this. This is beautiful. So a company called Marks and Spencer's have announced the launch of the Love Sausage for Valentine's Day. Now, I knew there was a double entendre there, but I was looking at this thing here. This beautiful bratwurst looking thing wrapped in bacon, and then the eggs don't come with it, but you can cook some eggs in it. I just thought that looks delicious. But let's read the article, because it's pretty funny actually. Marks and Spencer has announced the launch of a new food product called for Valentine's Day, the Love Sausage, a heart-shaped pork sausage wrapped in streaky bacon. But because of course nothing says undying romance better than a 460-gram sausage. I'm going to read the rest of this, because I actually read this between shows here, and I think it's pretty funny. As can be expected, the internet has reacted to the supermarket's reveal with a great deal of incredulity. There you go. With many pointing out the evident sexual connotations of the meaty product. The meaty product. Someone in marketing must be very pleased with themselves for managing to sneak this past their boss, one person tweeted. I genuinely thought I was getting promoting tweets from Ann Summers when I saw this. Another comment. I'm assuming Ann Summers is, I don't know who the hell that is. Is that some porn star or something? I don't know. Chadwick Dupree, good morning, by the way. I just saw you in there. I saw Della Hayes in there, too. Gosh, y'all are jumping. Maybe I already said hi to you. I don't know. Anyway, the Love Sausage, which costs £5 and will be available to purchase in stores from February 8, has been described by the retailer as being the ultimate meaty delight for Valentine's breakfast in bed. This is great. The product doesn't come with eggs, as the promotional picture suggests. However, it does come with a hint of truffle, which has been included specifically due to the ingredient's supposed aphrodisiac qualities. Well, you just need bacon. Bacon has enough aphrodisiac qualities for me. All right. We're encouraging customers to start the fun of Valentine's Day celebrations early with a love sausage for breakfast, says Sarah Loxton, product developer at Marks and Spencer. The recipe includes a hint of truffle to make it extra special. And my top tip is to crack 2 eggs in the center of the heart 8 minutes before serving for the breakfast of dreams. Yeah, so that is the Love Sausage. So if you're interested, that's wait a minute. Okay, while some have shown interest in purchasing the Love Sausage for their significant other on Valentine's Day, others have expressed their emphatic opposition to the product. How can you be against sausage wrapped in bacon? Good God. Gotta say, I really don't want that thing anywhere near me, one person wrote. Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. Never mind. It looks like the obvious, and then somebody went at it with a cleaver. Don't say it with sausages. Love is dead. Long live Satan, another person added. Despite the mixed reviews to the product, Marks and Spencer expects to sell the Love Sausage to more than 15 1,000 customers come 14 February. For all the best buys for Valentine's, from flowers to lingerie sets, click here. Okay, I'm not clicking there. Wait, lingerie sets? No, I'm not going to do that. That's just not right. I think this is hilarious. What a great product. The Love Sausage. Wow. Good. Okay, so let's pop into Twitter trends real quick. Now, today I actually prepared myself a little better than I normally do, and I have my Twitter trends all in a row. So let's try this today. So the top today, let's see my beautiful face real quick. Oh, by the way, this morning in the great area of, I'm looking around because I'm looking out both windows. I have a window over there and I have a window right there that I'm looking out, and it's snowing where I live in the great Twin Cities area, and we got a good 7 inches of snow on the ground, and so I had to shovel a little path for my wife to her car because she's got to leave here pretty soon, but I don't see her moving around yet. I should probably ask her. Anyway, so moving on, we're going into Twitter trends, and of course, I like almost every day of the week, one of the Twitter trends is Tuesday Thoughts. Not Tuesday Thoughts, Thots, but Tuesday Thoughts, Thoughts. And look who, the first thing that pops up on Tuesday Thoughts, of course, is our good friend, Jussie Smollett. And I'm just, the only reason I'm going to tell you this, because this is one of the articles that helped me figure out who the culprits are in his vicious, brutal attack. WLS-TV, Jussie Smollett attack, bottle with bleach odor found near the attack location. Empire actor submits phone records. I'm not talking about this today. That's just a teaser. I know who did it. And I'm going to reveal that on tomorrow's show. Be sure you're here. Be sure to be here. What else is on Tuesday Thoughts? This is EWTN. EWTN is I think it's Catholic broadcasting network. Marriage isn't just a formality or a contract. It is a duty to give yourself fully for the benefit and sanctification of your spouse. Marriage is a call to give oneself to one spouse as fully as Christ gave himself to the church. I agree with that. I've been married 25 years, and we've got, oh boy. Personal note, my wife and I have gone through good times and bad times, but we've managed to do it 25 years, and we're going strong, and we're enjoying our soon-to-be empty nest, which is kind of empty anyway because my son's a senior in college, but you know what? I kind of like that message. I like that message. I wish more people considered marriage, and I think that, it seems, some say it's a dying trend, and yet I know that, younger kids are starting to think about it more seriously again. I see a lot, I don't know. I'm just babbling now. Let's move on. Let's see. Tuesday Thoughts. I don't know who's reading this, where you're reading it from, or what you do for a living. Just know that you owe your mom a lot because she deserves a lot. So go out there and make her proud. Well, I try to do that every day. And I also try to make my dad proud, although now my dad's been gone for a while. But I consider both my parents, and I wish that's, here's where I was going to go with that marriage thought. I know that people who, and not everyone has a successful marriage. I realize that. But I know that people who wait to have children, people who are married, tend to live better lives, are more financially secure. Children who grow up in two-parent families, those who are fortunate to do that, tend to be more successful, have more stable lives. Not all. Okay, there are some wonderful single parents out there, but on average, fully intact families do better. And it's just that's just a empirical fact, not an opinion. So anyway, that's my little kick about marriage. And also Valentine's Day is coming up. So don't forget, you only got 2 days. It's February 12th. if you're a Valentine's Day person and you have that significant other, be it a spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever you call them in this new world of many labels for people, your significant other, but don't other them. Remember, Valentine's Day is only 2 days away. You better get cracking if you haven't done anything. Now, my wife and I do not celebrate Valentine's Day because our wedding anniversary is February 22nd. So we've never done Valentine's Day. But if you're paying attention, I don't know why I'm pointing. Oh, okay, I'm down there. I'm down there in the corner because I have that screen up. Valentine's Day, you only got 2 days. Get cracking. Anything else I want to talk about on Tuesday Thoughts? Distance yourself from people who lie to you, disrespect you, use you, put you down. Hey, that's a good one. That's kind of a motivation, though, which is another. There's a, every day, whatever day of the week it is, thoughts. Whatever day of the week it is, motivation. Always in the top Twitter trends. All right, next Twitter trend I want to highlight is number 2, Mark Kelly. Now, Mark Kelly is a retired astronaut, and he's married to Gabby Giffords. If you're familiar with Gabby Giffords, she's the one who was shot by that knucklehead in Arizona. She was in Congress. Her husband, who was a retired astronaut, has decided he's going to run for John McCain's Senate seat in Arizona. Mark Kelly's a Democrat. He and his brother, I don't know if they're twins, Steve Kelly, are both astronauts. This is going to be interesting because Kristen Sinema, a Democrat, got elected and won the Senate seats, taking over for Jeff Flake. And Mark Kelly is a Democrat, very popular guy down in Arizona. And so you could have a complete flip of Arizona as far as their Senate representation from 2 Republicans to 2 Democrats. But you know what? And his announcement, I got to find it here. He's going to be a tough candidate down there. So that'll be interesting. New Mark Kelly, retired astronaut, has become a strong gun control advocate in the aftermath of a failed assassination attempt of his wife, announces a run for the U.S. Senate in Arizona. That may be the one thing, if that's the main thing in his campaign, that's going to be a tough sell in Arizona. Arizona is a big-time gun owner state, too. So, we're just going to see. Hey, Della Hayes, out of curiosity, you said, ugh, work's going to suck on Valentine's Day. Do you happen to be in the restaurant or bar industry? That's one of those days I used to kind of dread, working as a bartender or in restaurants. That's one of those, it's a busy business. I mean, usually it's not a bad day though. At least people going out for Valentine's Day, are usually pretty, line cook. Yeah, you get there. It's a busy night, man. That's one of those super busy nights that ends up, and it's on a weeknight, so it's one of those things. So, I always liked working Valentine's Day as a bartender. Usually a pretty busy night. That's normally not busy if it's on one of those, Monday, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. So I always liked it, but that's because you make tips. You don't make tips as a line cook, unfortunately. Hopefully they pay you well. I think I just saw Alan Sawyer pop in. Good morning. How you doing, man? All right. So anyway, I guarantee you, as far as Mark Kelly goes, the media will be, what's the word? I don't want to say sucking his, what, but they will be. They're gonna love Mark Kelly because the media loves, for the most part, the Democrats right now. Anything that can put a thorn in the side of the current president, the media loves. So he's going to be popular. Plus, the other thing about him is I like Mark Kelly. I do. I think he's a good guy. I don't know that I'm going to like when I hear what his policies are. But anyway, yeah, he and his brother Scott were both astronauts. It's a pretty cool story. Their backstory is fantastic. So, all right, moving on. Twitter trend number 3 is, imagine that, Tuesday motivation. Okay, I'm only going to get a couple of these because sometimes it just gets old doing these. Well, this one is under Tuesday Thoughts, Tuesday Morning, and Tuesday Motivation. Sometimes the bad times in our lives put us in a direct path to the very best time in our life. I just kind of talked about that, didn't I? I mean, my wife and I have gone through many good times. We've gone through some bad times, but the bad times have actually made us stronger as far as how we, live as a couple and as a family. So we had to learn a lot through some of the bad times, and that's just how things works in life. So that's a pretty good message. Anything else here? Here's something to put a smile on your face this morning. Here, I'm going to run this back and put the sound on to see what that is exactly. Looks like a bunch of donkeys. Beaver Group Wood Farm, whatever that is. I don't know what that means. Well, let's see what's going to make us... Why is this going to make us smile? That's a lot of donkeys. How many donkeys do you have on a farm? Huh. If you can figure out what exactly the donkey's saying. What? Donkey! Okay, I'm not really sure. Here's something to put a little smile on your face. What? Yeah, those are asses. I don't know. I don't get it. What's motivating about that? I mean, it's cute, but I've never seen that many donkeys on one place. It's an ass farm. Yeah, that's a lot of ass. Okay, all right. I don't know what that meant, but oh, look at this. Now that's funny. Okay, that's cute. You gotta admit that's cute. Oh wait, sound. Hang on. There's sound. Okay. I don't know why this is motivating, but it's cute as hell. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute. Anyway, I'm a sucker for cute. Okay, that was cool. And here's this will be the last Tuesday motivation. Experience is worthless if the lesson has not been learned. All right, there you go. There's some motivation for you. All right, next thing today. Oh, I guarantee you, by the end of the day, this is the only thing you're going to be hearing about on Twitter. This one popped up. In fact, I wonder if it's even moved up. Well, nope, trending moved up. Abraham Lincoln is now number 4, but this was number 4 when I started this morning. Esquire magazine. Everyone on the planet is going to be bitching about Esquire magazine today because the Esquire's latest cover features a male white teenager from Middle America. The choice has readers debating representation. Esquire profiles a white teen from Middle America for a new cover. So everyone who is talking about this is pissed off about it. Because the article, let me see if I can just find the article. Here's the article. Life of an American boy at 17. Ryan Morgan is a high school senior from West Bend, Wisconsin. Like all 17-year-olds, he thinks a lot about what he wants to do with his life because everyone keeps telling him he's supposed to have figured it out. He'd rather just talk about his girlfriend, cool sneakers, or the Packers. But life is never that simple. Now, this is part 1 in a series of growing up today in America today from the March issue of Esquire, not from the February issue, but because magazines tend to come out before the actual month they are listed for, it has come out in February. People are pissed off. Esquire is not a black magazine. No, that's incorrect. No, Esquire is a fashion magazine similar to GQ. Esquire has been around a lot longer than GQ. Esquire was GQ before GQ was GQ. It's been around a long time. It's basically a men's magazine. It's the March issue of Esquire, okay? And so it's about this, just what this white kid and what's going on and talking about things being politically correct and everything, whatever. And I haven't read the article yet. I'm not even there. But because this came out in February, the March issue, People are pissed off because, whoa, let's talk about the white boy and his problems during Black History Month. Okay, so let's just read some of these tweets because it's just annoying. Oh my gosh, there's a ton more. I guarantee this will probably be trending #1 today. Maybe if white males actually sent evil white dudes to prison, they wouldn't have such a bad reputation right now. Oh, that's brilliant. Way to celebrate Black History Month, Esquire. Oh, this is the March issue, moron. Actually laughing so hard I'm crying over this Esquire cover. An American boy, what it's like to grow up white, middle class, and male in the area of social media, school shootings, toxic masculinity, Me Too, and a divided country. It's probably an interesting article. I'm going to read it eventually, just because people are so pissed off about it. Chris Scott, I have to admit, it'd be really funny if Esquire gave this kid a cover story every single month just to check in and see how he's been feeling about stuff. People are dragging this kid, and there've been people, the internet looking at Esquire. What's this?
Okay. Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you.
Esquire asked the question, won't someone think of the upper middle class white boys? I mean, it's just constant people bashing. And the problem is there are already people who are threatening this kid or saying, gosh, wouldn't it be great if this kid got beat up every day? Wouldn't it be great if, well, one of them here. Thank you, Esquire, for explaining Red Dead for the plebes, because they put Red Dead Redemption about outlaws in the Wild West. This is a joke, right, Esquire? There's, look how sad he is. Thank you for bringing light to this urgent issue. What it's like, Esquire, what it's like to grow up in an era when some of the privileges that white straight men had 25 years ago are being challenged. It's not a 16-year-old's thought. Kids only know their own era. This is a 45-year-old's thought grafted onto, or worse, taught to a kid. Yeah, whatever, So anyway, I guarantee all you're going to be hearing is people pissed off about Esquire. Look at that. I, for one, commend Esquire on their effort to tell the perpetually undertold story of white guys' feelings. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Since Esquire thought it was a good idea to raise the voice of silenced young white dudes during this Black History Month, I want to highlight Marcel McClinton, a 17-year-old mass shooting survivor who is now running for office in Houston. His story and profound resilience should be highlighted. Well, it's a series. Again, I don't care. It's the March issue, morons. It's not the February issue. But where is it? There was one about here. You don't talk about, what was it? I gotta find it. Sorry, I'm gonna be just fumbling here for a second because this thing kind of pisses me off. Now here's a weird one, or a different one. Is it weird that I'm interested in knowing his plight and perspective just because you feel your story is told less doesn't undermine another story we spent all last year repping fake ass Wakanda and using reverse racism? Other people feel negative effects of the world too. You know what? I kind of feel that too. It's like I'm interested in all kids' perspectives, and even though someone thinks you're telling the same story of the dominant people in culture, the truth is I'm assuming that since everything you read now in academia and schools is talking about how bad white people are and white privilege and white fragility and whiteness and, the whites are the root of all evil. I got to wonder what it's like to be a 17-year-old white kid hearing that drum, especially white males. It's constant. It's just a constant drum right now. And the responses to this article are exactly what probably his worries are, because that's all you hear. The Covington kids get brought up. The Covington kids didn't do anything. They didn't instigate anything, but they were blamed for a situation because one snapshot picture showed them in that perfect snapshot, just like that perfect snapshot of AOC with her donkey teeth. She doesn't look like that all the time. She's attractive. She's an attractive lady, but you always get the picture of her with the donkey teeth. And so this is just another one of those things. Society, people of color, women, and LGBTQ need more representation. Give them a voice. I'm assuming that this series is fixed to do that. Look, here, I fixed the cover for you. Privilege. Yeah, so anyway, but a lot of people are bitching because this is on Black History Month, and I guess they don't really read the... they don't read the actual cover of the magazine. And then, of course, someone brings up Dylan Roof. Well, you know what? I could bring up a whole lot of kids who murder other people that come from many different races. So just, this people want to be pissed off. Again, it's outrage. And so Esquire magazine is the outrage of the day. I should have music for that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start creating music for different things. And remember, one for grievance grifters, one for the outrage of the day. And whenever I get stuck on something like Jussie Smollett, I'll have the Jussie Smollett update music. That'd be kind of a cool idea. I should get a soundboard. What do you think? What do you think, Chad? Should I get a soundboard? By the way, Streamlabs, right down there, somewhere. Over there. Streamlabs. Actually, it's down there in the description. I could always use a buck or two. But hey, I don't charge for this entertainment. But you are my sponsors, so there you go. All right, moving on. Esquire magazine's got to be the outrage of the day. The next Twitter trend of the day is Abraham Lincoln. What happened to Abraham Lincoln? Oh, wait. That was a long time ago. Actually, it's Abraham Lincoln's birthday. He would have been 210 years old today. Wow. I don't know why I'm laughing. Sometimes I just think it's funny that we bring up the birthdays of people who were, historical figures and say how old they would have been today. Who cares? We know they've been dead for over 100 years, but Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12th, 1809. Lincoln is one of our nation's most well-known presidents. There are 6 units in the National Park Service wholly or partially dedicated to Abraham Lincoln. Learn more at nps.gov/people/Abraham. I heard that little dinging noise. The dinging noise. What was that? Where? Oh gosh, where am I? I got a thank you to give. Where's my? Someone did me a. God damn it! Did I just swear? Did I just swear out loud? I swear once in a while. Where the hell is it? See, I need. Oh my god! Here. Okay, someone during the last stream I was in this morning said having boomer moments. Here it is. Golly! All right, let's see where. See, the problem is this doesn't happen enough. And if this happened more, I would be much better at finding the dang blasted... I'm sorry. I'm going to find it. Alert box? No, that's not what I want. I want the donation ticker. Someone... No, not the donation ticker. Andy! Wait, no, that's not it. There's no one named Andy in here. Good God. Y'all got to donate more often so I know where to look for this. Donate. What the fuck is this? John. Dina. Not the... Oh, am I in the wrong... Good God! It was Johnny Hellcat. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. I want to see what it wrote, though. And... Good Lord. Dashboard, chat box, themes, editor. Going back to dashboard. And it should be under alerts, but the alert button's gone. Not... God bless America. Boomer moment. Damn kids, get off my digital lawn. Yeah, how about that? God, I'm really stupid right now. The jar. No, I don't need the jar. God, get off. I don't need that. All right, well, we'll figure it out later. I thank you, Johnny Hellcat, for the donation. I really appreciate it. You guys are, you know, when you donate, it'll go to a good cause. I'm a good cause. Come on, guys. All right, I'll have to do this. God damn it. Ah, my donations. There we go. I found it. It took me forever. Today is February 12th. Johnny Hellcat, $5. Thank you so much. Here is some money so you can make that face again. I don't even know which face you're talking about, but I know I make some funny faces. Was it this face? That wasn't it. All right, back to the show. Now that I know where the hell that button is. God, good God. Let's see. So that's... Oh, and then the last Twitter trend that I was going to feature today, I'll go back in a second here. Something called Nintendo Direct. Now, a lot of you gamer types probably have an idea what this might be. Nintendo Direct. Tune in at 2/13 at 2 p.m. Pacific time for a Nintendo Direct featuring around 35 minutes of information on upcoming Nintendo Switch titles, including new details on Fire Emblem Three Houses, whatever the hell that is. Nintendo Direct. I guess that must be their. Maybe it's just one of those. Oh, the AOC face. Oh, the AOC donkey face. Anyway, so if y'all have a Nintendo Switch, they're gonna have a live show talking about their product. Nintendo Direct is 35 minutes long and will include information about FE, Three Houses, and other Switch titles. Nintendo Direct prediction: people have hyped this up in their minds too much and are going to be disappointed, like with every Nintendo Direct. Have any of you ever done one of these Nintendo Directs? Out of curiosity. I first of all, the only system we have is the Xbox One or whatever, the one after the 360. We actually have two 360s and an Xbox One, and my son has the Xbox One at school, and then I think he has one of the 360s in our basement. But anyway, so I haven't been on Nintendo since the GameCube, which is the last time I've had a Nintendo. Oh no, I had what are those, the handhelds, the Game Boys, but the bigger one. But yeah, no, I don't have a Switch, so I have no idea what that is, P-Dog. Yeah, it's the Nintendo Switch is a new product that they put out. It's a I think it's a handheld game console. It's supposed to be pretty cool, but I'm too old to buy it. I'm too boomer to buy anything new. So anyway, so that's the Twitter trends of the day. Let's see. I'm just curious now. I'm going to refresh this. Did they happen to change in order? So Tuesday Thoughts is still number 1. Mark Kelly's number 2. Now, Esquire was 5 this morning, and it's already 3 now because that Esquire title came out probably about 4 hours ago, and everyone's discovering it. I guarantee that one's going to be number 1 by today because every person on Black Twitter is going to take their shot at Esquire magazine today, even though it's the March issue. You know, I don't know. People are just pissed off. People just want to be pissed off. They just want to have a grievance. Outrage is the new currency. If you can be outraged, you are doing something right, apparently, in America. So, all right, so let's move on to some headlines. I was just browsing briefly at the Ace of Spades, didn't do a whole lot. Apparently, our gentleman from the great state of Virginia, who is so first we have Coon Man is the governor, and then Poon Man is the lieutenant governor, because he's the one getting all the sexual assault allegations. Apparently, Fairfax staffers resign amid sexual assault allegations, and it appears to be the latest sign of trouble for Virginia Democratic Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Following allegations of sexual assault, several of his staffers have announced their resignations. 2 staffers on Fairfax's Political Action Committee and 2 of his government employees have resigned. Dave Mills and Courtney McCargo, the executive director and fundraiser, respectively, for Fairfax's We Rise Together PAC, have stepped down, according to the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Fairfax's policy director, Adele McClure, and his scheduling director, Julia Billingsley, are the 2 government staffers enunciate P-Dog, who have decided to walk away. The resignation comes as 2 different sexual assault allegations against Fairfax have imperiled his political career. That's interesting because, as soon as the governor, Ralph Northam, started having his trouble with the 35-year-old blackface and Klan picture, then all of a sudden somebody also ratted out the lieutenant governor, Justin Fairfax. And so now he has 2 sexual assault allegations against him. The interesting thing about that whole story is when a few months ago, or whatever that was, a month or 2 ago, things are going so fast that everything seems like it just happened yesterday. When we were having confirmation hearings for Brett Kavanaugh, the entire Me Too movement decided that it was time for Brett Kavanaugh to be savaged on allegations that couldn't be corroborated. The woman who accused him named 4 different people who she thought would be witnesses, and none of them even gave a hint that they knew anything about what the hell she was talking about. The difference between Fairfax's issues and Brett Kavanaugh's issues is that the first accuser of him, not only did he say he knows, but he admitted that he had had sexual relations with her in the past, although he said they were consensual. And the second accuser has people corroborating her story too. So it's interesting. Now there are people finally asking him to step down. They're in Democratic circles, and there are a few people who've asked Northam to step down, who he is fighting for his dear life not to. He says he's not going to. But it's just interesting that there's not the wild protests and demands that he go away, especially considering the fact that there is corroborating evidence from the people who are accusing him. So that's just an interesting aside. But then again, now let me state this, and this is very important also. Fairfax, who won election as Virginia's governor in November 2017, has vehemently denied both allegations. Lieutenant Governor Fairfax has an outstanding and well-earned reputation for treating people with dignity and respect. Read a statement from his office on February 4th. He has never assaulted anyone ever in any way, shape, or form, and he is innocent until proven guilty. And I agree that should apply to him. I agree that should apply to Brett Kavanaugh. And so I have no problem with him staying in office and not being treated in the way that Brett Kavanaugh was. I'm just saying that he's not being treated the way Brett Kavanaugh was. So that's how I feel about that. Anyway, so that's our first headline of the day. Let's go back. Let's see if there's any couple other interesting ones that I want to talk about. Real briefly, where'd I go here? Ace of Spades. There we go. All right, here we go. So if you were around for Monkey Stream, we talked about Ilhan Omar and her issues. She apologized today for anti-Semitic tweets people took offense with. although her apology was kind of a heartfelt apology, and then she kind of dismissed it with a more of one of those non-apology apologies. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. But Ilham, that's what we started calling her this morning. Ilham. I don't know if you want to call a Muslim woman Ilham, but that's how it goes. Wow, we got a couple more people in here today too. Man, every day this grows. This is kind of fun. So right now we got 23. I can't count myself. I have a window open just so I can see what's going on here. But so we got 23. This is a new record for us. Good morning, Cracked. How are you? You're new. I just noticed there's some new people in here. Brian Mullins, I didn't see you here earlier. Tarkata, I didn't say hello to you yet. Cynical Lindsay, welcome. I haven't said hello yet, so hello. I see you. I see you there. Good to see you. All right, let's get back into the headlines today. Let's see. Sarsour, the Hamas Laos defends Brofo Omar's Jew hatred. Yes, Lydia Sarsour. As I go through these headlines, we will click a couple of these articles and go over them, but some of them are just kind of an update. So Lydia Sarsour defended Ilham Omar. Richard Spencer, Richard Spencer is the dickhead alt-right dude. Robert Spencer from Front Page Magazine. Ilhan Omar's non-apology for anti-Semitism. Will she make more anti-Semitic statements? Will the sun rise? Well, she's made plenty in the past. There's plenty of evidence of her doing that in the past, so I'm sure we'll get more out of her in the future, just that she can't help herself. And you know what? I don't know that I even care. Yes, I don't think she should be making anti-Semitic statements but some of the things her opinions regarding for example, the Israel lobby, which I'm fully supportive. I am a pro-Israel person. But I think she's allowed to have anti-Israel thoughts and anti-Israel statements. Fine. She's completely allowed to have that. Now, it may cause consequences for her. But, hey, you know what? That's your opinion. You're allowed to have them. I just think you're wrong, lady. You're just wrong. And you're not the smartest. You're not the brightest bulb in the tree. I used to have a friend who used to say, yeah, you're not the, what's the word? Sharpest bulb in the tool shed. That was her joke, mixing the metaphors. Anyway, let's see. And then there's another, the other column, what's her name? Rashida Tlaib. She wrote a column for for a Nation of Islam publication. Oh, good God. She's another one that's a new Congress person that has some anti-Semitism issues. And if you're not familiar, the Nation of Islam is Louis Farrakhan's organization. So, yeah, Sarah, you're right. Criticism of Israel is fine. Being anti-Semitic, not fine. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I agree with that. And so, and a lot of times people talking about AIPAC, it's kind of an anti-Semitic dog whistle. There are things to criticize AIPAC for. There are things AIPAC does that are good. But a lot of people use it as a anti-Semitic dog whistle, so to speak. What else is going on? Let's see. Democrats tacitly support anti-Israel movement while pretending not to. Yeah, there's a lot of Democrats who are big on the BDS movement. And, that's certainly their choice, but I don't agree with that shit at all. Donkey. Now, I love how I get a lot of my headlines from a blog called The Ace of Spades. Listen to this. And he rewrites the headlines to fit his style. Donkey chompers Ocasio-Cortez and Bernardo Sandernista's favorite Kansas politician got arrested again. Let's see what this is about. That's kind of funny. Oh, that's right. They went to campaign for this politician in Kansas. Democrat attorney James Thompson, whom Democratic New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders helped with campaigning, was arrested again on January 27th for driving on a suspended license. This guy's an attorney, too. What a dummy. Thompson's license was suspended in January after failing to pay for a previous speeding ticket, the Wichita Eagle reported Monday. But the Wichita attorney said he was not aware of the suspension status. Thompson was returning from a hunting trip when police... Wait a minute, a hunting trip? A white male with a gun? They allow that? I thought that wasn't allowed. Anyway, hunting trip when police pulled him over for speeding and arrested for driving on a suspended license. So the moron was already speeding once, got a suspended license, and he got arrested again for driving on the suspended license. My friends had gone to the dollar store and got Wyatt Earp mustaches and took a picture of me like I was in a wanted poster, Thompson said, according to the Eagle. Why is that important? James posted bond and was released. Oh, I see. Afterwards, they put him on a wanted poster. Okay. James posted bond and was released, stated Greenwood County Sheriff's Department in a press release obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation through Sheriff Heath Samuels. Samuels told the DCNF the bond was $2,500 cash and was bonded out shortly after being booked in. This is not the first time that Thompson has been arrested, however. He got in a bar fight in 2001 and was convicted of battery. It must have been a misdemeanor battery. Anyway, the Topeka Capital Journal reported. Police notes said that the victim was held back by two bouncers and Thompson allegedly punched the man in the face. Thompson said he received the first punch, though the police could not tell who hit the other person first. The case ended up being overturned on an appeal, and that's all I'm going to read about that. But just the thing is that Ocasio-Cortez and Sanders helped Thompson campaign when he was running for Kansas' 4th Congressional District in 2018. He, however, lost to Republican Ron Estes. He's one of those Democratic socialists, but he's got a gun. He's got a gun. This man is armed and dangerous. All right. So, let's see, 10:01. All right, I'm doing good. Got my timer in here. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. We're gonna, or at least look through a couple more. We'll see which ones we're gonna read. And like you, I am seeing these for the first time, other than reading the headlines. As expected, bipartisan border deal is an insult. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna wait till that comes out in more detail and see if it actually gets debated. So we're not going to talk about that. ICE says Democrats will cause a massive release of criminal aliens if they get their way. Yeah. Because they want to abolish you anyway, ICE. New Mexico Governor Grisham is allowing foreign invasion of her state. Gavin Newsom blasts Trump's immigration policy, orders National Guard out of border. Gavin Newsom. Oh, Donkey Chompers, Ocasio-Cortez. Donkey Chompers. I'll have to bring that one up later. That's a funny one, too. I don't know. Let's see. Civil War Antifa terrorist thug arrested for allegedly taking part in the assault of 2 Marines. Was a go-to Democratic activist. Skip that one. Trump in El Paso. Trump, if you haven't been paying attention, Trump was touting his big crowds compared to Beto O'Rourke's tiny crowds. Actually, both rallies. There was a Trump rally yesterday in El Paso. And I don't know, actually, we'll go look at this. There was a Trump rally in El Paso yesterday, if you didn't know that already. Him trying to tout his interest in having the wall. And then Beto O'Rourke decided to have a rally roughly, maybe 400 yards away at another venue. And both were well-attended rallies. Trump had a 7,000-seat venue. It was overflow crowd. He claimed that, I don't know if it's true or not, but he claimed that they had 75,000 requests for tickets, but I think they had like 12,000 in the venue. And then Beto O'Rourke also had a rally not far away, and he had several thousand people. My understanding is it's close to 10, 12,000. Anyway, Trump taunts Beto. My line is bigger than your tiny little line. Yes, it's a boop, boop, boop waving contest. President Donald Trump taunted failed Democratic Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke on Monday evening over the expected crowd turnout that is expected at his rally on the Texas border. Now, was this written before the thing? It must have been. We have a line that is very long already. I mean, you see what's going on, Trump told reporters before boarding Air Force One and flying to Texas, where he will hold a rally in El Paso. Yes, it is before the rally. And I understand our competitors got a line too, but it's a tiny little line. Of course, the media will make it sound like they have more people than we do. That's not going to happen. And then Brad Pascal, whoever that is, it looks like Beto has only 900 guests at his so-called march. Tiny. We have over 35,000 in attendance, 8,000 inside, and tens of thousands in the parking lot and streets. Real Donald Trump had 70,000 plus RSVPs, and thousands couldn't make it. You know, thousands couldn't make it. I'm not really big on the whole dick wagging thing, but how do you know that thousands couldn't make it? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it was a huge rally. I'm not even disputing that. But the thousands that couldn't make it is just kind of like, how do you know? And I understand that there was a few, there are more than a few thousand at Beto O'Rourke's. There were thousands and thousands at Trump's, whatever. That doesn't have any effect on which one of them I agree with on this issue. And I think the Border Patrol would like to have barriers in certain places where they have many crossings. I think they'd like to use the barriers so that they can have some control in the places where there's not barriers. And so the more barriers you put in certain places makes the paths easier to find. It would help them in their job. I would listen to the Border Patrol. So there. Yes, I said dick. Okay. Yeah, I try not to swear in here too much because I think maybe what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Eventually this channel will be monetized. Maybe I'll never monetize it though. No, I want to be able to do super chats at some point, but that's a long way off. Hey, but you can help me. Here's my ad for the day. The morning night is sponsored by you. Hit the share button, or you can make donations via Streamlabs. And Sarah or Johnny Hillcat will be so kind to put my Streamlabs up there again. Feel free to help us monetarily, or just help spread the word that we're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. I need bumper music so I can drink coffee. I think I'll add that one of these days. All right, let's see. What else is going on the headlines of the day? Oh, this is interesting. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, I don't believe that we can afford to take a neutral stance anymore. What? What? When was... Twitter takes a neutral stance right now? Yeah, not so much. Yeah. Oh my God. And what does that mean? So, okay, let's just read the article. Has Twitter ever taken a neutral stance before? Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said in an interview last week that the company could no longer afford to take a neutral stance anymore. He made this statement after being asked by podcaster Sam Harris why Twitter's bans and suspensions always seem to reliably land on one side of the political divide. He pointed out that progressive feminist Meghan Murphy, who is no friend to conservatives, was banned for tweeting that men are not women and asking, how are trans women not men? What's the difference between men and trans women? Yet unapologetic anti-Semite Louis Farrakhan is still allowed on the platform. I don't believe that we can afford to take a neutral stance anymore. I don't believe that we should optimize for neutrality, Dorsey said immediately. So wait a minute. So Harris points out that Meghan Murphy, who's a feminist, but what's the gender critical feminist is what I prefer to use, because using the word TERF to gender critical feminist is a slur. So I try to avoid to use slurs against people. Was banned for tweeting her opinions, but unapologetic anti-Semite Louis Farrakhan is still allowed on the platform, Dorsey's answer is, I don't believe we can afford to take a neutral stance before. I don't believe that we should optimize for neutrality. Means that Louis Farrakhan being allowed to stay is not a neutral stance, so we at Twitter endorse Louis Farrakhan. Comes off that way to me. How about you? Do you agree? I kind of agree. Interesting. So later in the podcast, Dorsey mentioned that the Murphy ban, again, saying, the case you brought up, I'm not sure what was behind that, but I certainly don't believe it was that one tweet. He added that most people who are punished by the platform were repeat offenders. That is a lie. Because if you would have gone during just a couple weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago, when a bunch of journalists started getting laid off, and people were posting the learn to code meme, I got them. They banned a lot of people who were probably first timers. Weren't, how do you know? What a crock. Anyway. Dorsey, according to Newsbusters, also dodged a question about the First Amendment. Harris asked him why Twitter couldn't just ban actual violent speech, which is an oxymoron. Violent speech. Speech promoting violence but speech in itself is not violence. That's the thing that drives me up the wall. Speech is not violence. Now, direct promotion of violence or direct promotion of harm to people is, that's kind of the not protected speech, so to speak, but speech in itself is not violence. Anyway, let me finish this before I throw up. Twitter couldn't just ban asked him why Twitter couldn't just ban actual violent speech, but allow all other forms of speech, even those many vehemently disagree with. Dorsey said Twitter's policies follow the spirit of the First Amendment. No, they don't. Oh my God, you're stupid. Anyway, Dorsey also didn't seem willing to answer a question about why organizations such as Hezbollah and Hamas, both designated as terrorist organizations by the U.S., could continue to operate on Twitter while alt-right commenters were banned completely. Dorsey stated that Twitter could be impartial by having a list of rules, explaining the consequences of breaking the rules, and installing an appeal system that actually worked, wrote Newsbusters' Corinne Weaver. Yeah, but you don't. You don't have that right now, Mr. Dorsey. You do not have that. While it seems like an obvious way to go, Dorsey doubled down on his aversion to neutrality. Ultimately, I don't think we can be this neutral passive platform anymore, he said, without any hint of irony. Twitter has never been impartial neutral. Conservatives and right-leaning people have always borne the brunt of Twitter's ever-changing policies. Before Dorsey spoke to Harris, Twitter claimed that learn to code on its own wouldn't get someone banned. He said it had been part of a targeted harassment campaign. No. But since that announcement, users have uploaded screenshots of their accounts getting suspended for using that phrase in a single tweet. What did he say? No, there's been past offenders. No, a lot of people were banned just for using that phrase one time. Twitter's also known for retroactively applying new policies. After dead naming, the act of using a transgender person's given name and not the name they chose for themselves was banned, people were sent notices to delete year-old tweets or face suspension. For what it's worth, it doesn't seem like Dorsey is aware of at least some of the social justice policies spreading at his company. When Harris asked him about dead naming, he said he didn't know what the exact specifics of that policy were. Well, who's running the place? Yeah, Dorsey, I noticed that in the Joe Rogan podcast when Dorsey was on and when he answers questions for Congress, he doesn't know what's going on at his company. That's part of the problem. His trust and safety team seem to run the company and the band. So it's it's just messed up. And a lot of times, you know, big name people, you know, like celebrities who get banned and things like that, you know, they have millions of followers who go out and you know, try to get them unbanned. Like, James Wood, he got suspended one time, and Twitter was demanding that he take down a single tweet, and they suspended him. Well, he has over 1 million followers who all just kind of dogpiled Twitter, and they put him back on. So, but the rest of us don't have that, you know, that advantage, that following. You know, if you get suspended and you're just a nobody, you know, 200 followers like me, and if I get suspended, I'm suspended. I have to start a new account somewhere else, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to be suspended for life. So Jack Dorsey's full of shit, and everyone already knows that. So that's the thing about that. Let's see. Let's do one more article because I got to kind of close it up today. And remember, tomorrow, just remember, tomorrow, I'm going to get to do more Jussie Smollett. I'm so excited. No, really, I do. I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed at the sleuthing qualities that I have. I know who attacked Jussie Smollett based on just the evidence that I've been getting from ABC Chicago, Fox Chicago, the crime blog from that neighborhood, from the police reports, from new information we got from the New York Post today, from other sources. I know who attacked Jussie Smollett, and I'll be announcing that tomorrow. All right, last headlines. Let's see. 13 days after alleged crime attack, Empire star Jussie Smollett hands over limited and redacted phone records to the cops. Do I break my promise? All right, here. I'm going to tell you the gist of this one. So he wouldn't hand over his phone. You've heard about that. If you haven't, you'll hear about this tomorrow. He wouldn't hand over his phone, and then he wasn't going to hand over his phone records, and so they were going to subpoena his phone records. So now he said they voluntarily hand over the phone records. They handed over redacted phone records with only the hour leading up to, or just a 1 hour window. They redacted everything in his phone records except for a 1 hour window from around the time he was supposedly attacked. Oh, that motherfucker. I swore again, didn't I? Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. I'm not going to read that one because I said this is not going to be a Jussie Smollett day. Smollett, whatever the hell his name is. Excuse me. All right, let's see. What's another one? Oh, the Denver teachers went on strike. Whatever. President Trump rips new Green New Deal. Oh, as a high school term paper. Yeah, I didn't talk about the Green New Deal yesterday, did I? All right, this will be the last one. Here we go. That's a Breitbart article. I used to, when Andrew Breitbart was still alive, I really liked Breitbart. And there are a couple writers at Breitbart that I still like. Let's see who wrote this. I don't know who Charlie Spearling is. Unfortunately, Breitbart just doesn't have the reputation it had when Andrew Breitbart was around. It comes off as somewhat of a hack site, even though I agree with most of the politics of Breitbart for the most part. But when Andrew Breitbart was alive, he was really very careful, precise, but also adamant about publishing the views that weren't getting published elsewhere. And that's what I really liked about Andrew Breitbart. But I'm still going to go through this article because this is probably going to be funny. So let's do this. Okay. Donald Trump rips apart Green New Deal, a high school term paper, which is what it reads like. President Donald Trump ridiculed Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's new Green New Deal proposal during a rally on Monday in El Paso, Texas. It sounds like a high school term paper that got a low mark, It sounds like a high school term paper that got a low mark, Trump said, noting that it would shut down the oil industry and air travel. I really don't like their policy of taking away your car or taking away your airplane flights, or let's hop on a train to California, he said. You are not allowed to own cows anymore. There are lots of problems. He further mocked the proposal from Democrats to tear down existing buildings to make them more environmentally friendly and getting rid of private health care. Now, that's the other thing I don't get. What's green about that? That has nothing to do with green energy. But he did, not tear down existing buildings, but to either rebuild or upgrade every building in the United States. I mean, and this is like a 10-year idea. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had an interstate project or a roads project where you live? Like one road, I remember there was this one road project in the Twin Cities where there's an exchange between, there's a Richfield, Minnesota, and this is a suburb of the Minneapolis, and going into Bloomington. And this exchange project took like 4 years for them to complete. Could you imagine how long it would take to do upgrades in every building in America? Oh my God. Anyway, they're coming for your money and they're coming for your freedom, he said. It'll never happen. They won't even come close, folks. Trump boasted historic economic numbers in the past 2 years and the restoration of jobs and industry in the United States. Who wants to change what we're doing now? He asked. We're a hot, hot country. All right, so that's him making fun of the Green New Deal. The Green, it's just crazy. LOP Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been doing road work on the same road for like the last 10 years. Yeah, I mean, one road project takes forever. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine? All right, so I think I'm gonna close it down for today. I know what I forgot. What's it I do? Just this. I'm missing something. There's something I do daily, or I have been doing. Huh. What am I thinking of? I don't know. What am I missing? Oh, you know what? Hey, since I do actually have a few minutes, chat, if you would like to ask some questions, I'll take some questions from you guys. I mean, I don't know what possibly you could ask me. Since I've been talking this morning, I've gotten about another inch of snow outside here, but Jussie. No, Sarah. No, I am not going to talk about Jussie today. I promised. I'm not going to talk about Jussie. Let's see. I'm going to go through what did I miss in the chat here too, because I try to keep up with it, but I don't always. Okay, what's the neutral stance? Laughing at Jack Dorsey. Is that the right one? Jack Dorsey, yeah. No, Jack, yeah, Dorsey. Well, here, let's just go down here. Any spoilers for tomorrow? Well, the only spoiler would be is if I don't have time to make this video tonight. But I'm going to try to make it quick because it doesn't have to be real long. But there actually is. It was something that happened yesterday that made me go, that's it! I know who it is! I'm like, no! I figured it out. And it's like, no one else, I don't know why the Chicago police haven't thought of this. It's just amazing to me. You know, and I thought for the longest time that... I thought for the longest time that Jussie Smollett was full of shit. But tomorrow I'm going to reveal why he's not full of shit, and I know who did it. All right. What else we got here? What's with the foul mouth today? Oh, shame, shame. You know what? Have you ever heard me when I'm on other people's shows? I swear a lot. Okay, not a lot. I'm not. I really not. I tried not to swear. I don't know. It's never been really my style. But you know what? It's funny when my kids were growing up. When they were young. My wife swears quite a bit, and it's fine. That's just her style, and it was never my style. But you know what? When I would swear around my kids, they knew that I meant it. If I yelled or swore, because I'm Mr. Calm most of the time, but that's it. That's just it. Okay. Let's see what do you guys got here. A blue day, Alan. Okay. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? Oh, hi, T's Corner Store. You must be new here. Welcome, new sub. Hey, nice to see you. Welcome to the show. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And you know how that works out west and mid, whatever that mountain time stuff, if you're in one of those zones, or if you're somewhere else in the world. I don't know where you're from. Hey, here's what you can do for me, by the way. While you're asking questions, also, just tell me either what region you're from or what state you're from. I don't want you to tell me exactly where you live if you don't want to. Just give me an idea what part of the country you're from or what part of the world you're from. That's always interesting to me too. What made me decide to start a YouTube channel? So this was a couple years ago. When did I start this channel? I started the channel a long time ago. Like this might be 3 years ago. During kind of the heyday of the anti-SJW wars, when you had all these people doing videos about feminism and about SJWs, and then a lot of the leftists were doing also different things. And I started watching. I originally started watching YouTube, the only YouTube videos I used to watch. I always thought. Alfonso Rachel. I always thought he was funny. Now he's this black Christian conservative kind of dude. And I always thought it was just interesting at the time because I didn't know a lot of black conservatives. I knew some, but he was one who was on YouTube who was making videos. And the jump cuts always cracked me up. And also he was just funny as hell. And so I watched his videos for a while. And but I never thought about making YouTube videos. But then the SJW, anti-SJW thing started showing up about 2015. And I started watching other people. And so I was watching people like Bearing. Bearing was later because I was one of the first 1,000 subs of Bearing. I thought he was funny when he had the old bear. But who were the big ones? I found the Amazing Atheist. I found who else? AIU. I found Chris Reagan and a bunch of those guys. And then I also followed Christy Winters. I followed Christy Osley. I followed Michael Rowlands just because even though I didn't agree with them, whenever I'd see someone make a video about one of them, I would follow the person they made the video about just so I could watch their stuff and get their side too. And actually, there's a couple in that group. There's a couple of those people in that group I don't get along with at all. There's a couple in that group that I get along with well, and we have discussions once in a while. But during that time, I thought, gosh, it'd be kind of fun to try and do this. And so when there was a compilation video that the Amazing Atheist put together where he got a bunch of other YouTubers, and it was questions. Was it questions for, what was it? It was questions for SJWs. A bunch of white men asked questions of SJWs. And I thought, you know what? I'm not what was it? You know what? Here, let's look it up. Let's see what it was. I can't remember what the video was. What's my very first video? My channel and videos. It's still here somewhere. All right. It was Black Man. Oh, here it is. You'll have to go back and look at my look at my stuff because this is my first video. Black man answers questions white men have for SJWs. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a response video to that. And so I had fun making that. It's still here. I originally I had taken it down for a while, but so go back and watch that. My very first video, if you click on videos and just scroll all the way to the bottom, it's the very first video I made. I had fun doing that, and so I thought, you know what, I'll keep making videos here and there. And it really wasn't until recently where I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this live thing and do a morning show because I like talking about news and I like running my mouth. And so poof, here I am because I've had fun on some live streams. So anyway, that's what made me start doing, start my YouTube channel. And then the second channel, I'm actually going to be doing just, what do you call, mostly travel videos and lifestyle videos on my Marty's Big Journey channel, which is going to talk more about my adoption story, about the travels I have with my wife. And then we also have, my wife and I like to, as a hobby, just not a hobby, but we take mini vacations by just going to random small towns and finding out what's cool in that town. So one time we were driving back from Omaha, and we stopped in Winterset, Iowa. Winterset, Iowa is the birthplace of John Wayne. They have a museum there, and then it's also the county where the bridges of Madison County are. So I'm going to be putting that video together and putting that on my other channel. And so just it's fun to me, and you know, if it's entertaining to you, then great. I hope it is entertaining to you. So that's the answer to that question. And by the way, again, welcome to. What did I do with it? I don't know where you went there. Oh, because I'm getting all the welcome. It's T's Corner Store. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Moving on down. Oh, here. Okay, so we got people from Las Vegas, Oklahoma, Detroit, California, Omaha. Jason, I grew up in Omaha. I went to Central High School. Graduated there in 1982. My nephew and his wife just came out from Omaha to come watch my son play basketball. I love Omaha. I love going back there. I grew up in West Omaha, though, but I went to Central High School. Montana, California. What area of law do you practice? Okay, that's from Cracked in Cracked. Cracked, I am not a lawyer. The reason, the lawyer dog thing is a joke. When Scribe and Monkey and Satsu, no, this is actually when Some Dumb American was on, when they did the Lords of the Night. They were talking about a story where someone said he was denied a lawyer because the guy said to the judge, "I need a lawyer, dog." And the judge said something, "We don't have any lawyer dogs," but I was a regular in their chat, and so, hey, maybe Dawg Knight could be their lawyer. We'll just call him Lawyer Dog. So that's been a nickname for a long time. I have a legal mind, and I understand legal concepts, but I am not a lawyer. So I'm sorry, I do not practice law. Let's see here. Alabama. Don't agree with Alonzo on a whole lot, but he is really funny, and he's a great musician too. You should watch some of his music videos; they're really cool. Hey, Citron, I didn't see you there. You watch your fucking language, you fucking fuck. Yeah, you know, sometimes I get a little dicey. How did you find P-Dog T's Corner Store? That's a good question. Hey, that's a good question. How did you find? Maybe you answered it down below. We'll see in a second. He would have to follow Steve Shives, but, well, we all know about that. You know, I never had any desire to follow Steve Shives, although I did try to follow him on Twitter, but found out that I was already banned, so whatever, because he's just entertaining as far as someone to laugh at. Weapons of ASS Destruction was the first ebook I ever read. I don't know about that. Question for social justice warriors. Yeah, that's let's see, what else here? Very cool. Oh wait, T. He came up on my. Oh, you really? Wow, that's surprising that I came up on. The question was, how did T's Corner Store find me? And she wrote, I can't see if he or she, but came up on your suggestions. Well, that's cool. At least I'm showing up on suggestions. I've never shown up on suggestions before. So really glad that you are here. That's cool. Let's see. Dawg Knight was a guest on my very first official stream. Yep, was that the first or second stream I ever did? I was on Johnny Hellcat's stream when he did his initial stream. Marty's Big Journey, that's my other channel. Thanks for popping that up there. Let's see here. Oh, you just got adopted in September. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I was adopted in 1969. I was 4 years old. And in a very great family. I'm going to tell my family story too. My family, both my adoptive family story is pretty cool. I grew up in a black family. I was adopted by black parents, and I had a sister. And my dad's history is really fascinating, and my mom's history is very fascinating. So we'll talk about that sometime too. And then I found my natural parents in the early 2000s. My mother I found in 2001, and then I met my father over in Nigeria in 2004. And if you weren't here last week, I went to my brother, my youngest brother from my father's family, from Nigeria, moved to California, and I just attended his wedding, and I got to represent my father because I am the first son of my father, which is a big deal in Nigeria. So I had to represent my father at the wedding because he couldn't come over for it. So that was pretty cool. And in fact, if you go on my Instagram, right down below here, over here, sorry, I'm trying to get my finger right there, right down there on that Instagram, there's some pictures from my brother's wedding that are pretty cool. I need a lawyer dog. I am a lawyer dog, even though I'm not a lawyer. In that case, what line of work? Oh, what do I do now? Now I work for UPS. I've been with them for about 12 years. That was kind of a thing I did when I was in the mortgage business. I was paying $300 a month for health insurance, and then I went to a smaller mortgage company with only like a broker. And then my health insurance went up to $900 a month. And I thought, there's got to be a way to get health insurance cheaper than that. And we could have got it through my wife's work, but instead I went and worked for UPS part-time, which I still do. And I got full benefits at UPS. It's a great place to work. And then now I'm no longer in the mortgage business, but I'm a professional basketball coach, not professional team, but I make a living training kids how to become better basketball players. Also, I coach at a high school, and I coach AAU basketball in the summers. So pretty cool stuff. Really fun too. It's a great life doing something you really love to do. Jason Burns grew up in Lincoln, but have lived in Omaha for 20 years now. I spent a little time in Lincoln too. When I was in grade school, I actually spoke in front of the Nebraska legislature once. That was kind of a neat experience. Although as I look back on it, it was kind of just exploiting a kid for trying to get tear shedding moment points for kids, and manipulating the legislative process by do it for the kids kind of legislation. So we were talking about school funding, but that was kind of cool. I got to speak in front of the Nebraska State Legislature. All right, let's see here. What else? Oh yeah, Johnny Hellcat just put a link to my Good Morning America story. That kind of gives you a slight bit of background. There's a whole lot more to that story that we'll get into someday here. So anyway, that's it looks like that's all the questions for today. So I'm going to end that. Hey, you know what, people? That's our show for today. It's been fun. I really appreciate you all being here. Remember, the best way you can help me out if you like what I'm doing is right down here. There's a share arrow if you're looking on a computer screen, or if you are on your phone, you'd get rid of the chat. There's a share arrow. Click that share the stream, share what we do here. Again, tomorrow, I'm going to reveal who attacked Jussie Smollett. I know who it is. I really do. And thank you so much. Thanks for my moderators, Johnny Hellcat and Sarah. And I don't see, okay, my other one's not here. And thank you for being here. This is so much fun, and you all make it possible. You are my sponsors. I appreciate that. This has been the Morning Night Live. And what else? Anything else? Anything else I need to tell you before we go? Anything? Let's see. Just in case. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. All right. Well, that's it. Again, thank you. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here.